Hi, I've been hunting the internet looking for a video to show me how to make a Buckram pelmet. I didn't find one that really worked, and from what I've seen, I've worked out how to do it, and I thought I'd just put mine up, save people looking for the same thing. As you can see, I've made a Roman blind for my kitchen, this one, and I've also made one at the other end. But now my back door looks really bare and forlorn. So I'm making a Buckram pelmet to go over the top without a blind behind it, just to finish off the cap in the windows. So you start with your Buckram. It's hard stuff, Cat loves playing in it. I measured my piece, so I cut from there along. It was 20 centimetres by, the opening is 151, and then I've added on 6 centimetres each end for the turns, because you're going to have a turn back at each end so that it wraps around the opening. So here's my piece here. There's the piece of Buckram. I haven't done any folding on the Buckram itself yet. I'm just making sure everything fits. So first of all, get your interlining, or you can use wadding, it's up to you, whatever you've got. Fold it round, all the way round, just to the ends there. So I did that already. Then I got my covering fabric, which obviously matches my blinds. I've used vertical drops again, so I've had to sew them all together to make vertical drops. So I do have a seam down the middle, but it's probably proper to have the seams either side, so it's up to you. So I happen to have a seam here, a seam in the middle and a seam at the end. So I've just folded all of this over to make sure that I've got enough and that it fits and that it's going to look okay. I'm going to be putting a row of pom-poms along the bottom, which will hang at the bottom here, and I'm using velcro. Now lots of things talk about, lots of YouTube videos talk about gluing, nailing, and I was a bit confused how that would work, but I think I've worked out a way that will certainly work for me. So what I've worked out is, if rather than using glue, because I don't know whether to use wood glue or what glue would stick to Buckram, and then I've got to wait for it to dry, and I'm a bit impatient, I want my blind up quite quickly, because I've spent long enough researching how to do it. What I've worked out is, if you put your lining fabric over the back of your, so you haven't sewn anything yet, or ironed it, I will be ironing it after this, before I sew. If you put your lining fabric on the back of your project, like that, make sure it fits all the way up. I've got an extra piece for the end there. No one's going to see this, so it doesn't need to be very posh. Make sure you've got enough coverage, then iron it, take it off, and sew. Sorry, I'm going to done it this way. Sew your your Velcro by machine, nice and easy, very quick. So you can put 2 rows of stitches along here to attach your Velcro, and do that on the machine without having to use any glue. Stuck it to the bottom. And the same thing with your pom-poms, attach them with 1 row of stitches to the bottom of your lining as well. So that's all done independently of the Buckram piece. So I will go and sew both of those onto my lining, making sure that the pom-poms will suspend over the bottom and I've got enough coverage at the top. So that's what I'm going to do now, and part 2 I'll show you the next stage, and part 3 we'll push this up. Okay?